Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Specialised technology is being developed here in Tasmania to combat fruit fraud and protect our local exports overseas. It comes as the hard-hit industry works to recover from COVID-19 while remaining uncertain about the upcoming summer harvest.
Inspecting this box of genuine Tasmanian apples while unpacking a major issue long impacting our international exports.
And it's an increasing problem. It's not a new problem. It's been something we've been facing for 15 years where our brands are being counterfeited, particularly in Asian markets.
$455,000 worth of federal funding now being pumped into developing methods in Tasmania to keep the industry safe from fruit fraud.
So that consumers, importers can trade with confidence knowing that this is a Tasmanian cherry or this is a Tasmanian apple.
The problem is that people are trying to put product from other countries into our brands. It only takes one bad experience to ruin a brand's reputation.
One answer: newly developed sensors placed in boxes to track and trace Tasmanian goods leaving Australia.
What we want to ensure is that when the product does arrive, we know it is Tasmanian, everyone else will know it's Tasmanian, but also that the quality of it has been assured and that the shelf life has been maintained as best as possible.
It comes as local businesses struggle to get back on their feet after a tough few months. And with the summer harvest season creeping closer, concerns remain over a lack of interstate pickers amid border closures.
The issues around ensuring we've got sufficient seasonal workers to harvest the crop and ensuring that we can get our product to markets.
COMMANE, 7 Tasmania News.
A 28-year-old man has sustained a minor face injury in an alleged wounding at Glenorchy last night. Emergency services responded to the incident at a Murrayfield court residence at around 11:30. The man was then taken to the Royal Hobart Hospital for treatment. Police say a youth who is known to the man assisted with their inquiries. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Pressures mounting on the state government to extend the home builder scheme. Introduced in June, home builders can access up to $20,000 for the construction of new properties. It's due to end on December 31, but members of the building industry say the program should continue for an extra 12 months.
It'll continue to provide that support and confidence to the home buyer and also provide that stimulus of work right through the 2021 year.
We'll consider future priorities as part of the budget in November, but for now, the intention of Home Builder is to stimulate more building activity and to protect jobs in that industry.
The Master Builders Association says more than 1,400 people have registered. After a disastrous year, the state's racing industry has been given a boost, with the state government doubling the stakes money. Many consider it a major step forward, but admit there's a long way to go to compete with the rest of the country.
A 3% increase across 3 codes to support one struggling industry.
Particularly in this economic climate, will really help improve the confidence within the industry.
The state government following on from a 3% rise in June, doubling the prize money, equivalent to more than $1.3 million.
Any increase is wonderful for racing. You know, we need every penny we can get.
This as the sector claws its way out of the devastating effects of the coronavirus shutdown earlier this year.
I think it will instil some confidence in participants and particularly breeders.
Any assistance is obviously going to be welcomed by the industry, but the damage has been done by this government and done with intent.
The speed of the recovery effort hinging on punters, and today at Devonport there were plenty.
The numbers have been very good and I think people are really pleased to get back to the track.
But while it's higher stakes, for some it's still high risk. Tasmania is lagging behind most of the mainland in terms of racing prize money, making the viability of a local career an ongoing gamble.
We've got to keep owners and trainers and everybody in racing interested, and the only way you're going to do that is by keep increasing the stakes, otherwise people will walk away from the industry.
Tas Racing will meet with all 3 codes over the coming weeks to discuss how the increased prize money will be split. The thoroughbred industry is expected to receive the biggest share. Garth, Burley, 7 Tasmania News.
More legislation to help manage Tasmania's response and recovery from COVID-19 will be on the agenda when Parliament returns from a winter break this week. The Major Projects Assessment Bill is set to be tabled in a bid to bolster the economy.
This is about ensuring that complex projects can be given a fair opportunity to be assessed, and also that we can get projects moving in our state so that people can be employed and businesses can do well.
While Labor will focus on the state's debt and boosting employment further.
We know that our economy is currently being propped up by JobSeeker and JobKeeper. We need to grow jobs, and this government unfortunately doesn't seem to have a plan to do so.
Parliament will sit again on Tuesday. South Hobart have ended Kingborough's unbeaten start to the NPL Tasmania season, thrashing the Lions 5-0 this afternoon. 4 goals in the space of 16 minutes either side of half-time, doing the damage as South breathed new life into their league campaign.
Early drama for both sides this morning. The match moved from Darcy Street to KG5 due to the weather. On the pitch, Kingborough had the first big chance. Chris Downs pouncing on a defensive error but was unable to convert. The match bursting to life just before half-time. Nick Morton finishing off a 1-2 to put South Hobart in front. That lead doubled just a minute later.
Can he cut it back? He chips it in, and Berezanski has found the back of the net.
South Hobart all but securing the points just after half-time in bizarre circumstances.
Oh, scrappy in the end. Well, they all count.
A thundering header from Kobe Kemp made it 4-0 on the hour mark, with the Lions in disarray. Laka Seljuk joined in on the party, firing home a volley in the 87th minute to make it 5. The clean sheet preserved in injury time. Nathan Reid saving a penalty as South Hobart secured their first win in 2 weeks. Tasmanian Alex Peroni's finished 8th in the latest round of the Formula 3 Championship in Spain. Starting from 9th, he moved up a spot on the first lap and held that position for the remainder of the race. His teammate Alessio Deleda didn't have as good a day, spinning out to drop to last place. British driver Jake Hughes taking the win. Peroni is 9th in the Drivers' Championship. And in netball, the Northern Hawks defeated Cripps Waratah by 18 goals yesterday at the Silver Dome. After a tight first quarter, the Hawks blew the game open, leading by 11 at half-time and 18 at the final change. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening, everyone. Devonport reached the state's top today with 18 degrees, Launceston and Burnie 16 and 14 in Hobart. Around the state, Smithton also reaching 18, 16 in Low Head, King Island, Bushy Park and Strawn all 15, 14 in Grove and just 8 in Lyowini. Cloud covered most of Tasmania today, although the northwest is reasonably clear. Further out, a low pressure system can be seen off the southwest coast of Western Australia, resulting in cloud cover over Western Australia and South Australia. Tomorrow's chart shows a cold front extending through the country's interior. The low pressure system off Tasmania's east coast remains, while the remainder of the country is under the influence of a high pressure system. Southeast to southwesterly winds tomorrow 10 to 20 knots, although decreasing to 5 to 15 knots in the morning. And there is a strong wind warning current from the northern tip of Flinders Island to St Helens Point. A moderate flood warning is current for the South Esk River, minor flood warnings for the North Esk, Macquarie and Jordan rivers, a flood warning for the Cole River, and a flood watch is also current for the northern, eastern and southeastern river catchments. 15 in Hobart tomorrow, rain, and 14 in Dover, ooze also reaching 15. Partly cloudy and 18 in Launceston, Devonport and Scottsdale both 16. 16 and mostly sunny in Burnie, 13 in Strawn, Stanley 15. And in the east, 16 in St Helens with a shower or two, Swansea 16 and cloudy and 15 in Ross. Looking on to Tuesday now, showers about the north and west extending throughout the afternoon. Showers on Wednesday, mainly about the west and far south. And on Thursday, showers also about the west and far south, mainly fine elsewhere. 16 in Perth tomorrow, a shower or two in Adelaide and Melbourne, 13 in Canberra, sunny in Sydney and Brisbane and 32 in Darwin. And it's currently cloudy across the state with Hobart and Launceston 12 degrees and 13 in Devonport. And Louise, that's Sunday night's weather.
Lovely, thank you for that, Chelsea. And that wraps up your news for this Sunday evening. We thank you for joining us. Have a nice evening. Good night.